Hello, my name is Kennedy Edgington, and during this presentation, I will be addressing the educational issue of teaching controversial topics and the restriction of information to students, directing its impacts to the educational policy regarding parents' abilities to withdraw consent from their children learning about important controversial issues. I will support my ideas with various literature sources and use them to relate these issues to important educational aspects such as democracy, citizenship, and ethics. I will then use my findings to outline a proposal that could solve or aid the problem and issue. Section 3 of the Controversial Issues in Schools, subsection Procedures for Policies Regarding Parent Information and Consent, states that parents or guardians have the right to withdraw their child from various teachings. This may include controversial topics in areas such as sexual education and health. Specifically, the policy states parent information or consent. It is essential that principals maintain communication with parents and carers on teaching and learning programs, visiting speakers, external providers, and other school activities, including student-organized activities in which controversial issues may be addressed. Parents and carers need to be advised on the specific details of school activities, programs, or events addressing the controversial issues and the relevance to the curriculum and school programs or activities. Where advice is appropriate, it must be given prior to the occasion so parents and carers can provide consent or withdraw their child from this particular session or sessions on controversial issues. The parental right to withdraw their child must be respected. Ministerial Council on Education, Employment, Training, and Youth Affairs aims to develop in students' capacity to exercise judgment in matters of morality, ethics, and social justice, and develop knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values which will enable students to participate as active and informed citizens in our democratic Australian society within an international context. But one might question how students can become fully informed and active citizens if information about controversial topics is being withheld due to the withdrawal of parents' consent. Does withdrawing children from sexual education programs take away the child, adolescent, or young adult's rights under Article 12 of the Rights under the Convention of the Rights of the Child, thus being their right of expression, especially if they are interested in learning about these controversial topics to become better informed? This may also coincide with Article 17 on their right for information. The New South Wales government's education sector stated, in sexuality and sexual health education in New South Wales and government schools, that effective education programs on sexual education can reduce misinformation, increase connect knowledge, clarify and strengthen positive values and attitudes, increase skills to make informed decisions and act upon them, improve perceptions about peer groups and social norms, as well as increase communication with parents, carers, or other trusted adults. This document also outlined the responsibility of teachers under legislation of the staff's duty to recognize safety, welfare, or well-being concerns for children and students that come to light during their work. This brings forth the need for educators to speak to students about sexual health and education, as if students don't have all the information or are not participating in these sessions, teachers may not be able to identify any issues. This information also states that students have low levels of confidence in regards to talking to parents or guardians about sexual health education matters. This demonstrates the needs for students to discuss such topics in a safe and open environment, such as the classroom. Therefore, parents should not be able to restrict the learning of students, as if students are not getting information from parents or the school environment, it may increase misinformation and not allow the students to make informed decisions, thus putting them at risk. By increasing communication between students and teachers and creating a trust will improve teachers' quality and student attainment, according to Helen Boon in her paper on ethics education for quality teachers. She states student attainment is enhanced by effective teachers who are not only technically competent with good subject and pedagogical knowledge, but also able to form positive relationships and be a positive role model for their students. According to a study carried out by Trobe University, 50% of young people expressed a significant dissatisfaction with sex education in schools, 25% of students in Year 10 reported that they were sexually active. Year 10 students range from 15 to 16. Those under 16 have less rights to speak out against their parents' wishes and can't advocate for themselves or their need or want to learn about controversial topics. New guidelines in England's sex education programs focuses on equality and inclusion, providing more in-depth information on sexual and gender diversity with emphasis on healthy relationships. These programs take in modern sexual health topics and issues, including online environment, sexting, pornography, LGBTIQ community, and sexual harassment. This contrasts greatly against Australia's current system students have access to if allowed by their parents. My proposal will be to allow students at the beginning of each school year to outline which areas or topics of sexual education they want to learn about and inform us on what they know nothing about to help get a better understanding of the current educational knowledge of students. Classes can then focus on what students actually want to learn about and can fill the gaps of what they don't, as well as correcting any miscommunication or misinformation. Parents who object to the learning of this material must attend a seminar on the benefits of sex education for children and information of what specifically they will be learning. This way, if parents still object and withhold consent, they can choose which sections they object to, so the child can still learn about other aspects within the curriculum, but not miss out on the bulk of it. Australia should also follow England's lead in including more diverse topics in their sex education curriculum. This will promote equality and inclusion in these education courses. This proposal lets students become active participants in their learning progress, allowing them to become active citizens, not only in the learning, but in their peers as well. Giving children a say also demonstrates active democracy within the school community, as allowing students to have all the information on controversial topics will allow them to make ethical decisions on their choices. The seminar with parents also coincides with ethical policies, as we do not withhold their right to consent, but give them the information needed to make an informed decision. This may allow children not to miss out on the curriculum entirely, but just the sections their parents deem unethical to teach them. Thank you for listening to my presentation.